The Pride Lands were alive with color. The sun blazed in a cloudless sky, setting the savannah ablaze with golden light. The tall grasses rippled gently in the warm breeze, and the watering hole sparkled like a jewel in the heart of the kingdom. It was a paradise, a peace. Mufasa stood at the edge of the cliff, surveying his domain, his majestic mane flowing in the wind. He was a picture of regal power. His son, the young cub Simba, stood beside him, his eyes shining with wonder. They were a powerful duo, father and son, united by their courage and love for the Pride Lands. From afar, watching them, was Scar. His green eyes glinted with envy. Every fiber of his being ached with the desire to be in Mufasa's place. He snarled, frustrated by his inability to take what he believed was rightfully his. Meanwhile, Mufasa's thoughts were far from his troublesome brother. His mind was filled with plans for the future of the Pride Lands, for the prosperity of his people. He had spent years honing his skills, learning from his father before him, and now he ruled with wisdom and strength, making sure every member of the Pride felt protected and valued. One day, a terrified wildebeest burst through the tall grasses, its hooves pounding the earth, sending a dust cloud billowing into the air. It raced towards the watering hole, where a herd of unsuspecting zebras were drinking. Without hesitation, Mufasa sprang into action. Leaping into the air, he let out a mighty roar that echoed across the plains, startling the wildebeest and giving the zebras time to flee. The massive beast thundered toward the edge of the watering hole, threatening to plunge into the chasm below. With a Herculean effort, Mufasa managed to grab onto the struggling animal's leg, pulling it back from the brink. Panting heavily, he stood up, steadying himself. The wildebeest, shaken but unharmed, rejoined the herd, their grateful gazes locked onto the heroic lion. Mufasa, his muscles aching from the exertion, felt a surge of satisfaction. This was his purpose, to protect the weak and ensure the circle of life continued unbroken. That night, as the stars twinkled above the Pride Lands, Mufasa shared this tale with Simba. A true king, he said, his voice resonating with power, must be ready to face any danger to safeguard his kingdom. No matter how big or small the threat, a good leader is always there to protect his people. Simba nodded earnestly, his gaze fixed on his father. He wanted to be just like Mufasa when he grew up. Strong, courageous, and respected by all. But Scar, consumed by envy, saw a different side to this story. In his mind, Mufasa's actions were nothing more than a display of unnecessary effort. Why waste energy on protecting others, he thought, when one could rule with ease and comfort from the shadows? He sneered, devising ways to discredit Mufasa in the eyes of the Pride. Scar's deceit, however, went unnoticed by most. The Pride Landers, under Mufasa's rule, were too happy to question or challenge his authority. They lived in harmony with the natural order established by Mufasa, a balance of respect and cooperation. But Scar's discontent continued to fester, growing like a dark cloud over the Pride Lands. He longed for power, for control, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get it. Little did he know, his chance was fast approaching. The winds of change were blowing across the savannah, carrying with them the promise of a coming storm. Mufasa, sensing trouble on the horizon, tightened his grip on the reins of his kingdom. He held meetings with the leaders of the other prides, strengthening alliances and reminding them of their shared responsibility to uphold the circle of life. But even as he worked tirelessly for the good of his people, he couldn't shake off a feeling of foreboding in his gut. Something was about to change, and not for the better. As the sun set over the Pride Lands, casting long shadows across the savannah, Mufasa found himself standing at the edge of the cliff once more. Looking out at the vast expanse of his kingdom, he knew that the challenges that lay ahead would test him like never before. But he was ready for what lay ahead. Hey, guys! Thanks for watching! If you want to help us make more videos like this one, please support us.